Hey tribe, good morning, and welcome to the class. Alicia here. I'll be guiding you through your quick little practice today. Let's go ahead and actually come onto your seat, but we're not going to be in a cross-legged pose. We're going to keep the feet down on the mat. Bring the feet hip distance apart, and the hands are going to come right next to you. So from here, we're going to press ourselves up into a reverse tabletop. So try to keep the top of the chest and everything straight here. And then we'll bring the seat down, but keep it lifted up off the mat. So we're holding ourselves up with the arms. Bring it back up. And bring it back down. Keep the hips and the sits bones up off the mat. Holding ourselves up and pressing back up. Do it again, bring it down. And bring it back up last time. Hold here. And then go ahead and release down onto the seat. We'll make our way over into a tabletop, regular tabletop. Wrists coming under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the ankles pressed into the mat. Bring the navel in towards the spine, neutral neck. Inhale, bring that left leg straight back. Keep the hips even. So the hips are squared to the ground. We want to make sure that the leg is not coming up here, because that means that we're dumping our weight over onto the right side. So keeping it down, and then bring the right arm out, bicep next to the ear. Arm and leg coming out to the side. Back to the front and back. And release it down. Other side, inhale, right leg comes up. Hold here for a breath. Make sure that the leg is even with the hip. And then the left arm comes out, bicep next to the ear. From here, bringing the arm, the leg out. Back. And release it down. Rock the hip side to side. And let's go ahead and just bring ourselves up to standing. All right, I'm going to move my mat here a little bit. We will come to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together. Inhale the arms up, sit the hips back, chair pose. Now in our chair pose, take a quick peek down at the toes. Make sure you can wiggle them. Make sure that you can see them. So we don't want the knees to come out past them. We have a tendency to overarch the lower back here. So make sure that the navel is in towards the spine and the tailbone is reaching down towards the mat. Engage the core. Hands coming to heart center. Twisting it over to the right. So we're going to bring that left arm across the right thigh. And then from here, step that left foot back into a lunge, keeping the heel lifted up off the mat. Open the arms if you want. Hands coming back to heart center. And step that foot back into chair pose. Arms coming back up to center chair. Holding our poses a little longer today. Right, it's easy to do it when you're doing it fast. Slow it down, it gets a little harder. Hands come to heart center. Twist it over to the left. Again, from here, let's step that right foot back. Staying in our twist. Legs should be burning. Step it back up, chair pose. Arms coming back up to center. 3, 2, and 1, release. Woo! Hey! All right, I'm awake. My legs are awake. Okay. Excuse me. Bringing the hands back to heart center. We're going to step the right foot back, open it up to the side. Toes are going to face the side of the mat. We want the ankles to be just about underneath of the wrists. So when you put the arms out, we don't want the legs to be out too far or in too close. We'll turn the toes out 45 degrees and then drop it down into a goddess pose. So we want to make sure again that we're not sticking the booty out. So tuck that tailbone, not under, we're not like tucking the tailbone under. We're reaching the tailbone straight down. Okay, arms can be up, cactus arms if you want. We're gonna come up onto the toes and then release it down. Working on our balance here a little bit. We're gonna do this 20 times, okay? So keep it going as best you can. Up and down. Keeping the knees bent. Feel that burn, burn, burn in the legs. Good. Breathe. Good. 10. If you fall, that's okay. You can jump back in. This is my concentrating face. 7. 6. 3, 2, and 1. Drop it, straighten the legs. All right, let's turn the toes towards the side of the mat again. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge at the hips. Come on down, wide-legged forward fold. Let's get a little inversion here into our practice today. Good, hang out here for a little bit. All right, coming back up halfway, hands come to the hips, bring it all the way up. All right, we are going to turn the right toes towards the back of the mat. Arms coming out, bending into that right knee, warrior 2. Heel should either be in line with the arch of the foot or heel to heel. Heel to heel is going to be a more advanced alignment. So if you're a beginner, just start off with the heel and the arch of the foot. Shoulder stacked right over the hip, so we're not leaning anywhere, we're not going anywhere, we're staying nice and centered. We're just coming straight down into our warrior 2. Right knee stacked over the ankle, nice strong warriors. We're holding this for a little bit, okay? Stay with me, you've got this. All you gotta do is just stay where you're at. And breathe. Good, one more breath. And straighten that leg. Woo! Turn the toes, reset, back to center. And let's go ahead and turn the left toes towards the front of the mat. Same thing, keeping the shoulders stacked right over the hips. Body is facing the side. So we're not turning towards that leg. We're staying right here. And then we're just bending the knee. Coming straight down. Right into your warrior 2. Turning, looking out over the middle finger of the left hand. And holding. Reaching that tailbone down towards the mat. Core is engaged. Shoulders are down, but arms are strong. Opening up, try not to let that front knee roll forward towards the big toe. Right, we want to keep it open. We want to energetically press that right hip back so we're opening up through the hips and the pelvis. Good. A couple more breaths. And straighten, turn the toes to the side, reset. Let's drop the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back. Go for a little back bend here. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good. And then hinge at the hips. Bring it forward. Releasing the hands to the mat. Bring it back up halfway. Hands to the hips and all the way back up. All right. Turning the right toes towards the back of the mat again. Bring the arms out. We're going to bend into the knee. So we're in our warrior two, but just for a moment as we drop down into extended side angle. So you can bring the forearm to the thigh, sweeping that left arm through. So the important thing is we don't want to be reaching like this. We want to be opening up through the chest. You can either look underneath of the arm or out at the hand. If you want to drop the hand down to the mat or use a block, that's fine. Or if a bind is in your practice, you can go for a bind. We're going to hold this for a few more breaths. Good, let's press it back up to warrior two. And then straighten the leg, reset. My feet always get out a little bit from me in the process. So if you need to bring them in a little bit more, bring them in. Let's turn the left toes towards the front of the mat. Again, drop down into your warrior two, but just momentarily as we release the forearm to the thigh, sweeping that right arm through for extended side angle. And then again, find whatever variation fits your practice best. Holding. Trying to make a diagonal line all the way from the tips of the fingers to the outside of the foot. And then press it back up, warrior two. And then straighten the leg, reset. Oh, all right, I don't know about you guys. My legs are shaking, like shaking. That's a good thing, right? So we're only doing this for 10-15 minutes, so we're really hitting it hard. Okay, let's go ahead and turn the toes back out. Actually, let's walk the feet in first, shoulder width apart, turn the toes out, drop the hips down toward the heels into our yogi squat. Try not to fall. If you fall, that's fine. Sometimes, I told you guys my legs were shaking, like really, really shaking. I was not lying. I feel like I just did leg day at the gym or something, right? Who needs weights when you have yoga? We're just hanging out here for a little bit, opening up into the hips and the ankles. Maybe find a little bit of movement if you want. All right, release the hands down to the mat. And then just allow yourself to come back nice and easy on your seat. Soles of the feet come together. We'll take a couple little quick stretches here. Inhale, lengthen in the spine. Exhale, hinge it forward. You can bring the arms out onto your mat in front of you, or if you want to keep the hands on the feet and open up through those hips a little bit more, that's another option. Good, bring it back up, knees coming up, extend the legs, inhale, lengthen, exhale, hinge, lead with the chest and the chin, coming into your seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Good, bring it back up, bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet to the mat. We're gonna come back, leaning back, staying right here on the tailbone. Take the peace sign fingers to the big toes and extend the legs for upright seated angle. If you can't straighten the legs all the way, that's fine, keep them bent. Right, so we're staying extended with the spine, letting the chest shine forward. And then bringing it together, boat pose, release the hands. Bend the knees if you need to modify. Let's take a couple just alternating the legs here. Some big flutter kicks in our boat pose. And then allow yourself to come all the way down onto the mat. Bring the knees into the chest. Give them a nice hug. Find a little rock side to side or front to back. And then extend the legs down onto the mat. Allow the feet to come out to each edge and then gently fall out to the side. Arms are down beside you, palms facing up, closing the eyes. Take a deep breath and return the breath back to normal. Relaxing the forehead. Soften the jaw. Unclench the teeth. Releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. You've certainly earned the Shavasana today. Please feel free to stay here as long as you like. Scanning the body from the top of the head down to the bottom to the feet. Notice anywhere that you're still holding on to any tension. With each and every exhale, let it go. Allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into relaxation. Give yourself this time, this opportunity as a reward for a job well done. Acknowledging yourself for showing up and being present today, making time for yourself and for your practice. No one else will create time in your day for you except for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was my honor to guide you through your practice. Namaste.